Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode with me, Shashank Udupa. And in today's video, we are going to review a very big power company because power companies in India right now are doing an amazing job. And most of the power companies are also sitting at all-time high. So our job is to just review them, understand them, look at their valuation, look at the antithesis, what is wrong with them, and understand in deep dive as well. So today we're going to do a deep dive in this company. So let's quickly begin. Also, guys, before we start the video, I want to give a nice shout out to our sponsor. We are a part of the Grow Network right now, and they have been instrumental in us growing our team and giving this amazing research for you guys. So I want to again thank them for all of this. Now, the company that we're going to look at first is called Schneider Electric. Now, this company has been in the energy space for a very long period of time. And if we quickly look at the business segments that they are there in the power and grid segment, they are there in energy and chemicals, and they are also there in MMM, which is mining operations. This means whenever there is any demand for the future energy in India, Schneider Electric would play a key role in everything. Now, when I was in Mumbai, I was in Navi Mumbai. I recently visited one of India's largest data center called Yota. And over there, I saw Schneider Electric's panels, electrical panels across the entire data center. So they're actually there in a lot of places, and I've seen it with my eyes. So this is something that was very interesting for me as well. Now, if we look at the company, let's quickly do a fundamental analysis of this. Now, if you look at the stock price, it has gone up almost 35% in the last 1 year. And please understand, the markets have been shit in the last 1 year, and this has actually gone up 35%. In fact, Nifty is somewhere around 4-5% or 3% in the last 1 year. And this is up because most of the power companies have gone up in the last 1 year. Now, this company has a market cap of 23,900 crores, almost 24,000 crores. But obviously, if you look at the valuation, it is overvalued. Most of the power companies right now are significantly overvalued, and that is also a problem. But our job is to understand and learn as much as we can about these companies to make sense of nonsense, right? Now, coming to the yearly revenue, let's look at the trend. In the last 5 years, they have gone from 1,396 crores in revenue to 2,216 crores in revenue. If you look at the profit was negative PAT before, and now they've gone from minus 29 crores to a profit of 172 crores. And most of these companies usually organize themselves in a segment which is mainly dependent on order book. So we will understand a little bit of their order book very soon as well, right? Now, coming to their main sector. Now, this sector, as we all know, I don't want to repeat it again and again. India's growth with respect to solar, wind, and any other renewable energy sector is just too good. And why is this? Because right now, I recently bought an electric car. Right now, I have a diesel car and an electric car. And trust me, the amount of money I'm saving with an electric car and the drive experience is pretty much the same. Now, if you look at also the urbanization of India, we have so many buildings coming up, and each building now has an electric unit. In fact, before in that plot, maybe there was one bungalow, but now that bungalow is getting destroyed and a 25-30 floor is coming. And each of those houses will have your ACs, washing machine, etc. So not only do we have consumption from us, we also have electric vehicles coming up. We have data centers which will require a lot of power. And we will also have AI coming into India very soon because we're quite late to the party, who will also require a lot of energy. So we cannot go away from renewable energy. We have to go towards that. It is inevitable because we cannot depend on thermal and coal to fulfill our entire India's needs, right? So as we know, this company is there, and not just this company, there are multiple companies in this space that are catering towards this segment. Now, if we look at some milestones of this company recently, they have won some orders in the energy and chemical space and in the renewable energy space. For example, you can see some milestone wins here. And they're also expanding their footprint into renewable energy of wind and also into AIS panels with thermal, temperature, and humidity sensors. Now, they are very good with sensors, and this is something that I saw in the data center as well. Now, coming to the most important slide, and this is why they call it the mega trend, which is the power mega trend. So just look at this slide, right? It's a market outlook slide. So as we're seeing right now, we have some mega trend that is leading to status quo change, where you have renewables, green energy, nuclear, and energy storage systems. And we are also seeing Government of India doing a lot of policies, which is we need a renewable target of 500 gigawatts by 2030. We also have a national green hydrogen mission at 19,744 crores. And a lot of people have just started getting into this space. It is not even big right now, right? We have 100 gigawatt of nuclear energy power coming from there by 2047. Very few companies are there in this space. And then we have obviously the BESS, which is battery energy storage systems. That is also going to become very important, right? And we also have the whole thing about AI and digitization. So over there, we need digital economy. That will also need a lot of power, digital grid, smart infrastructure, sustainability. All of this ties into the global vision of what we need the capex to be there for this fuel. So fuel is definitely there in the ecosystem. Now we need to see who basically wins this with proper execution. That is the main game over here. Now let us quickly run through their FY25 performance on this slide. You will see that they currently have orders of 2,693 crores, which is approximately 10% of their market cap. They have a sales of 2,600 crores, which has gone up by 19.5%. Their EBIT has also gone up at 382, and their free cash flow has gone up by 85% to 245 crores, and their PAT is 268. And this is something we just saw in their revenues, how it was going up quite aggressively when they were negative and then they became significantly positive. Now they also have the highest revenue and profit of this quarter since inception. Everything has started looking good for this company. Now the main thing we need to also look at is what is the future of this company, and let us quickly do a deep dive into their capacity enhancement slide. Now look at this. Their existing capacity, they have two plants. They have a plant in Kolkata and Vadodara. Now in Vadodara, they have an existing capacity of approximately 8,000 panels at switchgear plant Vadodara. And in Kolkata plant, they have around 5,000 breakers that they have. The existing capacity utilization is 90% in both plants. What does this mean? That means that existing plant is filled with orders and they need to get more plants or a bigger plant right now to fulfill new orders, or else their sales will start getting capped out at a particular point. Now, let's talk about their proposed capacity addition. Now, the capacity addition of 6,000 panels, post capacity addition, they will have 14,000 panel capacity, which is very interesting because that is going to be almost 50% capacity of what they had, from 8,000 to 14,000, almost 50%. And if you look at their breakers, the capacity addition of 40,000 planned, and this is going to be 8 times more than the existing breakers they have. They have only 5,000 breakers right now, operating at 90% capacity. Now they will expand to 45,000 breakers. That means revenue visibility for the next few years looks to be very interesting, right? When will this happen? They are saying that both of these capex additions will happen within FY26-27. That means in the next few years, we will see everything getting ready as well. Investment required 110 crores and 90 crores, which is completely fine because they have a huge free cash flow of 250 crores as well. So where is this being funded? Either internal accruals, which is their own money, or via some borrowings. That means there is so much growth that even a company as big as Schneider Electric is focusing on increasing their entire game as well, right? And if you look at their order intake has also gone up in the last 1 year by approximately 13%, which is also a good sign. The orders are still coming in the industry. So as and when data centers will go up, other sectors will go up, this company will also start doing well. Now, if people want to go slightly deeper, let's understand a little bit more about their business segments. So in the hardware bucket, they have power and grid. And over here, they have switch gears, and switch gears are doing really well right now. They have ring main units and smart panels. These are compact boxes, which are sensor-rich boards that route power through the city. They have high voltage breakers and digital transformers, which is also becoming very important right now. In the renewables and storage business, they have solar inverters, MV transformers, battery energy and storage, green hydrogen conversion skids. So again, entire ecosystem, they are sitting ready over there. Software and services is also something they have. They have digital grid and energy management platform. And this is something I saw in the data center as well. They have this huge stack where every single sensor is connected to the main data center, command center room, right? Then they have the industry buildings and e-mobility apps as well, where you have smart building apps and you also have industrial automation. So these are some very important things. If you want to understand the company deeper, that is what we're doing right now. Now, another thing I want to show you also in the P&L, which is also very interesting and most commonly found in growth companies, that you will also see growth companies having massive expansion in their margins. If you look at this company, they were at 2% in 2020, and in 2025, the margin went from 2% to 15% in operating profit margin. So whenever this happens, suddenly your profit after tax starts becoming huge because now they are selling high margin products. And also their interest is going down, their debt is reducing, they have a strong balance sheet, they have free cash flow. So from a very macro perspective, they are very happy. If you look at their shareholding pattern right now, the shareholding pattern is also at 75% fixed. So there is no problem in the promoter holding. And if you look at the debt to equity ratio, it is pretty much 1:1 right now. but that also means they're making huge amount of cash. So that is helping them a lot maintain their debt to equity ratio. Now let's do a quick valuation analysis of this company and then get into antithesis. Now, if we compare ABB, Schneider Electric, Siemens India, and Power India or Hitachi Energy, you will see that literally all the companies are overvalued. If you look at their P ratios, FY25, Schneider's at 94. Right now, Schneider's slightly lower. ABB is at 60, Siemens at 57, Hitachi at 181. Even if you compare it to price to sales, they're expensive. You compare it to EV EBITDA, also they're expensive. In fact, the lowest percent right now is Siemens India. But as I told you, these companies are great companies for the future, and they're also sitting with heavy amount of growth that is there. But again, I would say these are definitely overvalued companies. And this is something that we have to do a wait and watch. Opportunity is there, but valuation is not supporting this. In fact, if I flip the switch and if I go to transformer companies, you will suddenly see that transformer companies also are sitting at max capacity utilization, and they're also sitting at lower P ratios even today. So whenever a market opportunity comes, where like now it's coming, it's falling, we will get a huge advantage. Now looking at antithesis, what are the antithesis? Right, definitely supply headwinds are coming there, supply chain disruptions, with a lot of companies in China also saying rare earth materials we will not give, we will not do this, we will not give you that. So this becomes a definite problem. Now the whole energy ecosystem depends on something called as policies, right? If the government of India tomorrow changes their stance and says now we will not invest a lot here and we've already reached our target, then this becomes a problem. Execution risk is one of the biggest risks in this industry. If I say that I've got 2000 crores order, but I don't fulfill it, then what is the point of this order, right? It's absolutely useless. Now, private client budget issue. Now, there's also a slight depreciation or a decline of 10 to 12% in the private sector capital expenditure, right? So this is why Nirmala Sitaram recently came out on Twitter and said that why are private companies not doing capacity expansion? Because if more people do capacity expansion, more data centers will come and all of that will become great. Another problem is the current capacity, which is fully utilized. So it also becomes a risk, because if anything goes wrong with that facility, then the revenue impact will be horrible, right? So this is basically what we look out for. But if I look at it from an overall standpoint, yes, risks are there. But if I look at the growth levers are also there. Valuation, not great. And if you also see the stock price is also sitting at all-time high. It's not a bad thing to sit at an all-time high, because they are giving revenues and will continue to keep going up over the next few years as well, right? But the main goal here is to understand the company, deep dive into the company, and learn as much as you can. And the main goal of this channel is also to give you as much knowledge as possible. Also, guys, before I forget, I again want to thank Grow for making us a part of the Grow network. And if you want to know anything about investing or you want to understand the app, you can download the Grow app in the description below. Now, if you liked what you saw and you enjoyed it, if you felt that you got some kind of knowledge, then just click on that subscribe button and I will be very happy with that. That's it. Okay. This is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off, guys. Take care. See you guys. Bye bye.